y'all, how's it going? It's Sway, and we have our day 2 of our 5 days of top 5. These are the top 5 best new minions. Now, of course, this is my opinion. However, they are fantastic, so let's talk about them. Coming in at number 5, this is entirely my bias that it's 5 out of 5. However, yeah, no, I don't have a lot to say about it. I don't like demons, but this minion itself is just an absolutely beautiful design, and I think it's going to be so important to the way that demons work. It is our tier 2 soul rewinder. This is after your hero takes damage, rewind it and give this +1 health. This is a really interesting mechanic. I like it a lot more than the immune that we've had in the past with Catherine Natir and Mal'Ganis. I think that it's a really fun situation to have, like a really fun minion to have, because there's so much damage to be taken on demons now. Like, in general, lots of minions, aside from Wrathweaver, doing damage. So we have the shop-consuming aspect and then the face-punching aspect of demons. And Soul Rewinder pretty much negates the second one. You punch your face and then you immediately unpunch it. Yeah, I guess that's how I meant to say that. But I think that it's just going to be a really, really important card. You take that damage and then you untake it. I think it's going to be great. I will never say that I'm very excited to play demons. However, I really like this card, so I might be slightly excited if I see it to potentially just check it out casually in the midst of my hate for demons. It's a strong word. I don't hate demons. I just really, really, really don't like them. Song reference? Anyone? Okay, moving on. We have number 4. Number 4 is Base Skill. This is our death rattle of summon the highest health minion from your hand for this combat only. This is our Murloc. So I thought this was very, very interesting in the way that we have this hand buff situation that's being introduced for Murloc. I think that I'm so excited to talk about that. We have another series going on, and it's deep diving all of the minion types. The Murloc Day, I am very, very excited for, because this is such a cool concept to introduce to Battlegrounds of having these hand buffs. And then the base skill, it's basically giving you... base skill, basically giving... That's funny. But that was an accident. But base skill is basically giving you a whole nother unit that's a very valuable unit. It's the highest health unit in your hand on your board. You're getting an 8-unit board. That's so good, and not really a thing that Murloc has ever seen before, you know? Not a lot of, it's just kind of like large fishies, and you make them larger, and then you make them poisonous, and then they kill everything, and that's just kind of how it works, and it seems to be such a drastic change, and I'm so stoked for this. Number 3, we have our Underhanded Dealer. This is a pirate on tier 4. After you gain gold, gain +1/+1. So it's the instance of gold that you gain. So you sell a gambler and you gain +1/+1, even though you gain 3 gold. But I really like this mechanic, especially because pirate is one of those cyclical minion types where you are buying and selling and buying and selling. And I think that this could scale pretty quickly. It feels kind of similar to Salty Looter, not exactly, but it feels really fun, and I'm very excited to try it. I think I've mentioned this before, but I have the hot take that I think this rework, even without Hogger, I know, without Hogger, I think pirates are going to be really fun to play. Moving on now to 2, we have Rylac Metalhead. This is a tier 3 beast with a taunt of a death rattle where you trigger the battle cries of adjacent minions. I do like this, and I mentioned this in the video earlier today. I like this because it is minions, it's not beasts, so it can work in many situations. It's not confined to a specific situation. And I really like the concept of getting value from battle cries after already having played them. Like, there's very few situations in which that's a thing. Like, you think about like Shutterwalk, or you think about like Young Murkai. But aside from that, really not a lot there. So I'm excited to see battle cries get consistent use of their battle cry. And Rylac Metalhead is something that allows you to do that. Usually you play the battle cry, you're like, all right, that's it. That's all I'm going to get from this minion. Now it's just stats on my board, and then it's money later. Like, now this is something that could actually benefit you moving forward. And last but not least, okay, I have to say, another bias, right? This is number 1 Probably because of the reference. I definitely discovered the reference while I was recording the last video when I talked about this unit, and I died. It's the Radio Star, the Undead Radio Star. This is the tier 3 death rattle of adding a plain copy of the minion that killed this to your hand. So whatever killed the Radio Star, you get a copy of that. I'm in love with this reference. I think it's so funny. I think it's perfect for the flavor of this whole, the theme, like the Festival of Legends with the music. I love this. But aside from the theming, I think that the economy is fantastic. I mean, there's not a lot of ways to really buff these units. Like Banshee's gone. It's going to be those like end game with the Sister Death Whisper situation where you really get to buff those units and potentially take a higher value unit using the Radio Star. But like just the fact that even so on tier 3 you play this unit and you get something back from just playing this unit, I think is fantastic. And I'm stoked. I love the reference. I love the economy. I am a big economy fiend, and that was one thing that was lacking for me from Undead, and that is no longer the case because of Radio Star. Now, there are a few other minions in here that I really wanted to include in this video, but of course it's a top 5, so we can only have 5 of them. That being said, tell me, what are your favorite new minions? What do you think is going to be the best? Some of the best mechanics, some of the best performers. What are you excited to play? Let me know in the comments. We'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.